Hi everyone, it's Lisa. In a recent video I had showcased this project that I called Framed Butterflies, and I said that if anyone was interested in me actually doing a tutorial on it, I would, and one person did respond, and that was Scrap from Scratch. So I am going to do this tutorial. I had gotten the project idea from the Card Making and Papercraft magazine. It was the September issue, and this is a picture of their version, and then there's mine. I had talked about some cool ribbon that we have that you can stamp on, ink on, and I'm going to go ahead and show what I actually did on that, because I didn't really show what I did. I just kind of talked about it in another video. But this is our 7/8 inch cotton ribbon, and so I'm going to go ahead and dye this in re-inker. And this is one of the pans that I used when I inked up these three. So this is from that. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to reuse this, and it'll probably be lighter. I'm actually hoping that it'll be a bit of a lighter color. I'm just going to add some alcohol to that, and let's see what happens. So I've gone ahead and I've added some alcohol to this. I'm just kind of swirling it around, and while I was off camera, I went ahead and cut a piece of a 10.5 inch ribbon. And I'm going to add that to that. But before I do that, I want to show you, let's move all this out of the way for a moment. On the previous project, I left about 2 inches of ribbon between each frame. And then I want to say I add about an inch to 1.5 inches. So these pieces would be 3.5 inches a piece, or you could go 4. You want to have enough, that to go inside of there and to be secure. But this piece is obviously longer, and that is why I have a 10.5 inch piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in here now. Just soak it all up. I want to get it good and wet. And I can see already that this is going to be quite a bit lighter than the other one I did, which is what I want. And then I have a couple of other trays with paper towels in it. So I'm going to take this out, let the excess drip off of there, and just lay it on the paper towel. Kind of get some of that excess off of there. Oh, that's really light, but that's okay. And then I'm going to set it in this one to dry and put that aside while we work on our frame. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you, today I'm going to be working with this, let me move this out of the way, one of our Simply Scrapping kits, and they're really cool. I mean, obviously you can use them for scrapbooking, you can use them for card making. In fact, I think they're a great idea for someone who's a beginner, because you get everything in here coordinates. And what I'm going to show you is that you can use it for home decor as well. But in this particular one, and this is, I forgot to say, this is Razzleberry Splash. And I love our rich raspberry ink. It's like one of my favorite colors. So you're going to get three sheets of this in that kit. And that's the other side. And then 3 sheets of this one. I really like this. And that's the other side of that. And then you also get a couple of sheets of die cuts, which is really cool. So here we have a sheet of borders that coordinate with that. And then 2 sheets of flowers. And then along with that, you get your coordinating cardstock. So there's a couple of sheets of each color. And so these are the colors that come with this kit. I'm going to cut out, I'm going to say 4 3/4. And I'm going to need 2. So I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. And for that, I will only need my die, my big die. I think this is a big, so it's a clear one. And my 2 plates, which I need to buy new plates. I was watching someone on YouTube the other day. That's in there crooked, but that's okay. And they were saying that they have the cutting plate, and then they have a plate that they don't cut on, so it stays clear and they can see what they're doing. And I think that's a really good idea. So I'm going to get myself some new plates, and then keep one that I never cut on. So I always have a nice clear one, because when you're trying to line things up, which I'm not worried about for this particular project, but you know, if you're trying to, say, cut out a shape around a sentiment or an image, you want to be able to see that clearly. So, but as you can see, my plates are well used. Okay, so I have those, and I'm going to add some texture to that. So I'm going to get an embossing folder and run that through the Big Shot. I am going to use our wood grain embossing folder. Of course, you could go with something else, but I like that wood grain look, and it'll be interesting to see what this looks like. So for when using an embossing folder, I'm going to need tab 1, and then both my acrylic plates, and I'm going to run that through. Okay, look at that. Way cool. Do the other one. I'm going to go ahead and cut out a couple of pieces of chipboard using my clear scallop square die. And I will be right back.